Hey, I'm back.
Whatever.
Okay, I guess I thought you'd be happy to see me. Anyway, what are you up to?
I'm playing Yakuza 0. Go away.
Want to talk about it?
Fine.
Alright, long story short, all of my footage is from the end of the game because I finished this game a few months ago. So to counterbalance that, we're going to be doing something a little bit differently and reviewing this game super fast. And Cool Guy's going to help me with that. Right, Cool Guy? Alright, woo, I'm here. Happy? Yes, very. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the review. Oh boy, how fun.
Okay, what is Yakuza 0? Yakuza 0 is primarily an action-adventure game released by Sega in 2015 to act as a prequel to the Yakuza franchise, which has a lot of games. The gameplay and story are both equally split up between series protagonist Kazama Kiryu and anti-hero Goro Majima as they grow into the characters fans know and love in the later titles. As for the story, believe me when I say this is one of the best video game stories I've ever experienced. It's excellently written and kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time through. Fortunately for me trying to review this fast, the less you know about this game's story the better, but here's the basic premise. Deep in the concrete jungle of the fictional city of Kamurocho is an empty plot of land. While it seems insignificant, this piece of land could not possibly be more valuable, and everyone in the Japanese criminal underworld is fighting to control it. While their stories start separately, both Kiryu and Majima become deeply connected to the empty lot, and with so many dangerous people vying for its ownership, the two have to figure out how they're going to make it through alive.
When I first got this game, I didn't think the story was going to be even remotely as good as it was, but it really blew me away, and the story alone is worth playing the game for. Even I have to admit the story rocks. It's so satisfying seeing all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place as the stakes seem to raise higher and higher. That was pretty well said, Cool Guy, but enough about the story, let's get into the gameplay.
Alright, with a game about criminals, you'd be right to assume you're going to be doing a lot of fighting in this game. The fighting in this game is crazy fun because it's super over the top. You can bash people's skulls in with motorcycles or even knock out a bunch of goons by breakdancing. It plays sort of like a beat 'em up, but there's combos, skill trees, special moves, different fighting styles, and weapons that give it a lot more depth. The game does a great job of making you feel like an unstoppable force of nature, yet still human at the same time, making the combat easier over time as you master dealing and avoiding damage.
It's a whole lot of fun, and I never got tired of it, but that's not entirely because the combat is so good. See, there's something I've neglected to talk about, and to show you what that is, well, just take a look at this. Ah, Baka Mitai. That's a classic right there. Heck yeah, it is. Yakuza 0 has a ton of mini-games for you to throw the money you earn by fighting at, and they're all pretty much in line with this.
Tired of the story and combat? Don't worry, there's so much more to do, mostly in the form of mini-games you can find all over Kamurocho, Kiryu's location, and Sotenbori, where Majima resides. There's dancing, singing, slot car racing, bowling, darts, gambling, batting cages, fishing, arcades, and even a dating game. And surprisingly, most of them are pretty fun. I like the rhythm games and slot car racing the best, but I had a pretty good time playing most of the others too. The cool thing is most of them have a side quest attached to playing them, and offer their own rewards outside of those quests too, so there's many reasons to play each game. Kiryu and Majima also both have a unique and much more expansive minigame, Real Estate for Kiryu and the Cabaret Club for Majima. I normally stop playing a game once I get to the ending, but I just couldn't stop playing this game after the credits rolled because of how much fun all the side content was.
At first glance, something like this seems like it would be a mess. A super serious story combined with wacky gameplay, and yet somehow it works great. It does. That's one of the things that makes this game so great. One minute I can be in a really tense story situation, and the next I can be racing slot cars in a hobby shop. It's awesome. As much as I hate to cut you off, we gotta get moving. Time's ticking. Shoot, alright, art and music.
I don't really have much to say here, to be honest. The game's visuals are really good, but there's nothing super unique about them that makes the art a selling point, which isn't a bad thing at all. The environments and characters are really well detailed and help both Kamurocho and Sotenbori really feel alive. That's about it though. Everything looks great. It's just not something you should play the game for, and honestly, most games aren't like that, so it's really not a big deal. I can't think of a single song on the soundtrack, but it did its job, and that's all it really has to do. Plus, the forgettable tunes of the score are overwhelmingly drowned out by the vocal tracks in the two rhythm mini-games. The art is much better than the music, but they both do what they're supposed to do, so I can't really knock the game at all for that.
Well, that was a lot quicker than I thought. You normally drone on about this stuff forever. I didn't really have anything I felt like I had to talk about. Nothing more to it than that. Okay, I guess that gives you a little bit more time to talk about the problems you had with this game. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have a few.
As much as I love this game, it's not perfect, but the issues I have with it aren't too bad. The worst offender is the controls sometimes feel really clunky. This is at its worst in the combat, where things should be really fluid, and they really aren't all the time. But it's not so much of an issue that it ruins the fighting, and the game kind of accounts for it. Everything else is mostly standard fare, like sometimes the side quests feel a bit tedious, and certain tasks for achievements are harder for trivial reasons, like not being able to eat anything when your health is full. Actually, my biggest gripe is that upgrading the unlockable 4th fighting style takes forever, as in the animation for upgrading each node takes way too long for how many times you need to upgrade it. I actually had to get an auto hotkey script to do it for me to get any reasonable amount of levels, and it still barely put a dent in the level cap. But it doesn't matter, since you won't get that style until very late into your playthrough. Other than that, the game is really solid.
I think I got through what I wanted to say. Obviously, I left out a lot of stuff, but you'll have to discover that for yourself. Yeah, go check this game out. It usually goes on sale for around $5, so it's not too much to get into, and it's definitely worth the content. It's got everything you need to have fun. A great and reasonably long story, and tons of fun gameplay moments for you to dig into. Absolutely give Yakuza 0 a shot. Alright, I'm done here. As much as I love helping you, I got stuff to do. Alright, well, I'm glad we got him for that long. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you like these shorter reviews, give me a like or let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to watch more videos, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That's all from me, and see you all in the next one.